Hola y bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Estamos aquí de vuelta con Final Fantasy XVI. Nos encontramos junto a Torgal y nuestra querida Jill, y ha llegado el momento de empezar una nueva misión principal, la Llama de la Esperanza. Hay que encontrar una entrada al distrito de Lázaro, así que nada, habrá que ver por dónde nos podemos meter en este caso en ese distrito. Por aquí entiendo que cuando habíamos pasado habían unas puertas que estaban cerradas y ahora todo parece indicar que vamos a poder avanzar por aquí, así que vamos a ver qué pasa. Vale, esto ahora es el distrito Lázaro y aquí pues tenemos, como podéis ver, una pequeña zona, ¿no? Aquí hay un cofre. Esto está un poco muerto, ¿eh? Literal, tenía muchas ganas de continuar con la aventura, obviamente. Pero... cerrado. Aquí está...
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
¡Dos menos! Oh, me lo he comido. Toma. Adiós. Bueno, son bandidos, no esperemos un combate picardo porque no lo es. Pues nada, parece que aquí hay bandidos. En el distrito Lázaro hay bandidos.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
¡Hostia, Wade! ¡No jodas! Es Wade, ¿no? ¿No había muerto?
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Buah, esto no me lo esperaba, gente. O sea, ya os digo que es un personaje que pensaba que estaba cao completamente y ¡pam! Aquí aparece. ¡Toma ya!
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, There is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Anabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Vamos a ayudarle, ¿no?
Yours and ours.
Toma ya.
We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Pues nada, a Leo.
Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
Oh.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Vale.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Voy un momento ahora a ajustar. Es que según la parte que juego del juego, a veces el brillo me la lía, de verdad.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
A ver qué tiene este tío en venta. Hoja de Gaia. Voy a pillar 10. No, voy a pillar 20, va.
As you wish, my lord. Will that be all? I will be here should you need aught else.
Vamos, Wade.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So wait. The bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Pues nada, parece que se viene lo bueno, ¿no?
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Vale, misión aceptada, custodios de la oscuridad. O sea, parece que hemos desbloqueado, dentro de lo que están las misiones que estamos completando, ¿no? Hemos desbloqueado otra, acompañantes. A ver. Algunos personajes se unirán a tu grupo como acompañante durante un tiempo. Sin embargo, no podrán acompañarte si te desplazas a otra ubicación del mapa. Vale, entiendo que esto lo que nos dice es que podemos usar a Wade con nosotros. O sea, puede estar Wade en nuestro equipo, pero básicamente nos está diciendo eso, de que si nos vamos a algún otro lado, pues por lo visto él desaparece, ¿no? Entiendo, así que nada. Ahora tenemos activada otra principal dentro de la principal, que es Custodios de la Oscuridad, así que vamos un poquito a ello. Me está molando mucho lo que digo, la historia del final, gente. O sea, tengo unas ganas brutales de seguir viciando y ludando, porque es que vaya viciote de historia.
We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
¡Ambrosia! ¿Has visto Wade? ¡Cue!
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastard.
There they are.
Pues vamos a
On
ello.
your command, my lord.
Señal, ni te rayes. Vamos a ir a por ellos y vamos a quitárnoslo rápido. Vosotros piltrafillas. Uy, están equipados.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Joder, la traducción de esta ha sido un poco mala,
Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
¡Adiós! ¿En serio? ¿Esto es todo lo que tenéis?
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank.
Another wyvern to fight at.
¡Que vengan!
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances.
Yo lo siento, pero estoy muy OP. Fuera esto, ¿no? ¡Oh! Apañado. ¿Eh?
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Oh, caballero dragón, ¿no? Ah, no he podido esquivarlo, tío. Me ha enganchado en el aire. Ha sido buena, ¿eh? vulnerable. Un poquito de piro por aquí y una esquivita buena. Ojo que hay más guardias, ¿no? Ah, no me dejas, tío. Adiós. Toma ya. Ha volado un poco, ¿vale? Bueno. Esto ha sido bastante fácil. No hay que fliparse. Ha sido lo que digo. La comidilla del día. Nos hemos reventado aquí a un amiguito. Y ojo a ver ahora qué pasa. Porque esto en principio yo creo que ya está, ¿no? Vale.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Pues nada, misión cumplida. Custodios de la oscuridad. Ojo, esta mola porque da 250 de experiencia, que está bastante bien. Lo que os digo, me hace falta alguna manera de pegar un leveo rápido entre misión y misión. Estaría bastante guay. Pero bueno, vamos a ver porque, a ver, han sido reencuentros inesperados. Esto de ver aquí a Wade me ha molado mucho. Y ahora un poquito a ver con qué nos sorprenden, chavales.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Vale.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Ok.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
Me mola.
If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Es que han sido 18 años, de no ver a Wade. O sea, literalmente esto, lo que digo, no me lo esperaba. O sea, pensaba que habían muerto todos los guardias y todo, pero no. Bueno, parece que tenemos aquí una pequeña cinemática. Mansión de Rosfield.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
¿Qué?
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Anabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
La cara de Clive, vale, tío.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
¿Qué le pasaba a Jill? O sea, la he notado como preocupada, ¿no?
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now,
let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Madre mía, qué capitulazo, ¿eh? Es lo que os digo, no todo tiene que ser un capítulo largo con batallas y tal para transmitir al final sensaciones, y aquí lo han hecho de nuevo. Vale, ya toca regresar a guarida, os digo que esto es el final del capítulo, sí o sí, de la misión principal. Así que nada, espero que os haya gustado esto de la llama de la esperanza. La verdad que ha estado bastante bien. Y... ¿qué queréis que os diga? Yo creo que hay mucho que hacer. Bueno, voy a regresar a la guarida, porque todavía así veréis cómo se completa y empezamos la siguiente misión principal, ¿no? Ahí está, sangre, hierro y fe. Solo con volver a la guarida ya lo tenemos, y ahora ya empieza la nueva. Vale. Oh, y ahora ojo que tenemos nuevas misiones secundarias. Ok, esto mola bastante. Pues nada, gente, estamos de vuelta en la guarida. Parece que hay mínimo una misión principal que vea yo ya. Así que se vienen, o sea, misión secundaria que se venga. Así que se vienen cositas guapas, como diría la gente, ¿no? Y seguro que encontramos cosas divertidas para seguir nuestra aventura en Final Fantasy. ¿Qué puedo deciros? Me está gustando mucho el título, me lo estoy pasando en grande, descubriendo y avanzando en su historia. Y ahora mismo solo tengo ganas de ver qué pasa a continuación. Así que poco a poco, lo que digo, iré trayendo esta increíble serie al canal. A ver si puedo darle estos días un poquito de impulso y subir más contenido del final para ir avanzándolo. Porque también tengo otros juegos y tal, pero es lo que digo, estos días me está pasando de que no puedo apenas grabar nada, ¿vale? O sea, estoy teniendo unos días con el curro y con cosas de fuera que me están manteniendo muy ocupado. Y me está costando la vida el poder seguir un ritmo. En verano suele pasar, pero es lo que os digo, el plan este verano es terminar un montón de juegos de los que tengo ya abiertos. Centrarnos también con el final, lo que digo, el Hogwarts Legacy, el Lego Skywalker Saga, y disfrutar un poquito de todo lo que vaya siendo de estos juegos. Así que nada más, pasadlo en grande, disfrutad de la vida y hasta la próxima.